What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and this is going to be my first impression and the stat speculation for the Seeds of Fodlan banner that we're getting in 2 days. I'll be making an in-depth banner review as well on this when it comes out, and also a summoning video, so if you're new here, do consider subscribing and leaving a like. With that said, let us begin, and the first unit that we have is Ingrid. So this time she's not a Lance Flyer like she was in her summer version, and I definitely appreciate this because they're trying to, at least separate these units in the class type at the very least if they cannot do it. I believe this is also one of her canon classes, aside from Pegasus Flyer of course, but it can be pretty off-putting to see her not ride a Pegasus and instead ride just a horse. So she does have her relic, and this relic translates really well into Fae. So this gives her -1 special cooldown, and if she initiates combat, which means it's always active in the player phase, or if she's within 2 spaces of an ally, she gets +6 speed during the combat and can deal damage equal to 20% of her total speed. And if she's got 5 more speed than the opponent, then the foe cannot counter attack. So a lot of effects in this weapon. It's honestly a really stacked weapon. First of all, the -1 special cooldown pretty much makes her a really good Gale Force unit, because Gale Force becomes a 4-turn special, but unfortunately, Cavaliers don't have access to Flashing Blade, so she'll have to run something like Heavy Blade instead. But still, I can definitely see her being really good Gale Force Lance Cavalier. And the fact that she can get more speed is really good because the 20% of unit speed is basically the true damage, and this doesn't have any kind of cap, so this also helps her in the damage output department, so she can definitely hit pretty hard by just increasing and stacking up her speed. And like I said, this doesn't have any kind of cap, so you could increase it as much as you want, and you're also going to be using it productively by getting extra damage output. And the pseudo fire sweep effect is absolutely amazing. It's kind of similar to Mirage Bow of Eleonora, but of course she's got much more effects on this weapon. And the conditional fire sweep weapon is definitely going to be making her one of the more annoying units to face, in either its defense or even in Tempest trial just while auto battling, because Roderick as it is really annoying. So just imagine Ingrid with true damage, -1 special cooldown with Moonbow and a conditional fire sweep effect. So overall, this is a really stacked weapon, and even the Lance Cavaliers are really competitive. I think Ingrid is basically one of the best ones, at least one of the best speedy ones, because I feel like she's going to be having stat spread similar to this, where she's going to be ending up having easily 40 speed or even more than that, and she's going to be having pretty good attack stat. Her bulk doesn't really matter too much because she does have the conditional fire sweep effect. She's mostly going to be able to activate it against most kinds of units, and as it is, her base kit is really stacked with Moonbow, attack speed solo, loud speed defense, and rouse attack speed. So it's just tailored towards attack and speed and just the offensive role that Ingrid is made for. So I can definitely see her being a really good unit, and she might actually be the star of the banner, depending on what her stats end up being. And this is just my speculation, but I think she's definitely going to be a speed demon. So really good Lance Cavalier despite the competition that the class has. And then we have got Dedue. So finally Dedue is in the game. Hilda was already in the game, Hubert was already in the game, but Dimitri's retainer Dedue was not, and he's extremely popular unit as well. And he comes with the save skill if you didn't just see that animation. So he's got Steadfast Axe Plus, so he doesn't have any kind of preferred weapon, and he is an Axe Armor unit. There are a lot of Axe Armor units, but Dedue is probably going to be ending up a bit more unique because he's going to have insane defense. But Steadfast Axe's weapon is basically the Axe version of Carrot Cudgel. So you need to be within 2 spaces of an ally to get +5 attack and defense during combat, and also neutralize any kind of penalties to your attack and defense. So penalty neutralization is extremely strong, and being near 2 spaces of an ally is going to be so easy for an armor unit, especially when he comes with a near save skill. It's always going to be active pretty much. And attack and defense are definitely going to be, his main stats. So penalty neutralization in those stats are really good. And in general, this is going to be a pretty good weapon for a lot of Axe units actually. So this is a really nice side grade to Dex Swabber, which has got little attack defense, but requires you to be solo, while Steadfast Axe gives you the penalty neutralization, but you need to be near the allies. He also has Pavis, which is a bit odd, Sturdy Stance 3, and attack defense near save. So I didn't expect a save skill to be sparkable this early on. Near save is a bit worse than far save, I would say, because there are just so many annoying ranged threats that can snipe your units. I feel like far save ends up being a bit better skill, but still near save is also a really good skill. And being sparkable means that you have a guaranteed chance of getting the skill if you spend that many orbs or do that many summons. And Dedue just fits this kind of skill perfectly, trying to protect Dimitri. So definitely a pretty solid base kit over here. And here he's gonna protect Dimitri from this blue mana heat. He still takes quite a bit of damage from this blue mana heat despite being green, which pretty much means that he's gonna be having a low resistance. So this is what I'm expecting out of Dedue. I think he's gonna be pretty slow, which is to be expected out of him. And he's gonna be having really high defense, base 47 defense, which is gonna be the highest in the game. This could even be higher than this, honestly, if they want to. And resistance is also gonna be a bit on the lower side, but at least it's not like sub 20. So still this is kind of workable at max investment, but he's a 5-star locked unit. It's not really easy to plus and merge. So that is gonna be Dedue. He's gonna be making use of that Pavis. And I thought he would come with like Bonfire or Ignis or something like that. So Dedue coming with the near save skill on a sparkable banner is pretty nice. You can pretty much inherit Sturdy Stance 3 and near save 3 at the same time. So that is pretty amazing for any kind of near save tank. So the next thing that we have is the demote of this banner and the 4-star focus. Linhardt, he's finally in the game. I'm pretty excited actually. I did want him in the game. He's an infantry healer, yet another one, but he does at least have like better base kit than the other infantry healers, even though it's just renewal and distant guard. At least he comes with Pain Plus, so another way of getting Pain Plus is always good. So nothing really too special about his base kit, honestly. If he ends up having distant guard at 4-star, that's gonna be like the best case scenario, honestly. Pain Plus is still much more useful than something like Fear Plus. So he's gonna be taking out a 3-star Axe Infantry that is not even like level 40. So that's how you know that unit is gonna be a demote. He also doesn't have, any kind of new skill. I wish they would have given him, something new. Maybe like an Oath skill or something like that, or just a push skill. That would have been decent, but nope, he's not gonna get that. And I think the only stats which I can speculate is pretty much his attack stat. So I think he's gonna end up around like 34 attack stat, and we already know his HP. So the other stats are just guesses. I cannot speculate them. So I think he might have a stat spread similar to this. Now, even though it is really disappointing that Linhardt is just another infantry healer, if he actually ends up getting the exact stat spread which I have over here, he's pretty much gonna be a better Emran. And Emran is still one of the best infantry healers from the 3-star, 4-star pool. So if Linhardt ends up with something like this, having good speed, which is kind of unlikely, he's not really that fast in 3 houses. If he ends up having this much, then he's definitely gonna be, one of the best 3-star, 4-star healers to plus and merge. So I really hope he ends up having something like this rather than really, really low speed. Kinda makes me scared though, because they're attacking a 3-star Axe fighter, so it's not really hard to double this kind of guy, so he might be really slow as well. So take this stat speculation with a grain of salt. I don't have many things here given to me in the trailer that I can speculate the stats with. So it's more of a guess, basically. And the final unit we have on this banner is Marianne's. Just like Lysithea came on a banner before her Brave version, here is Marianne as well. And she's a blue infantry mage. She is not having BLUTGANG. So it's highly possible that the Brave version of Marianne is probably going to be a Sword Cavalier with like BLUTGANG or something like that. So in any case, she has got Icy Fimble Vetter, and this weapon gives her +3 attack, basically a 17 might tome. And at start of combat, if she's above 25% health, then she inflicts -6 attack and resistance to buff on foe during the combat. So this kind of effect is basically going to be active all the time. It's so easy to trigger. And she also has self synergy with this weapon because this weapon can heal HP on her. At start of combat, if she's above 25% health, which is going to be active most of the time, and if she's within 3 spaces of cavalry or a flying ally, then she can make a guaranteed follow-up attack and also restores 5 HP per attack. So this is pretty similar to like Guinevere's weapon, at least in terms of self-healing. And Marianne is probably going to be a bit slower because of the auto follow-up. The fact that it references cavalry and flying unit is a really nice like throwback to her personal skill, Animal Friend, I believe. So that does make sense, and having 3 space range for this kind of effect is also pretty good. It's much better than you know, the 2 space ones which we usually get. So this is definitely going to be pretty easy to trigger, honestly, most of the time. Not really that hard weapon to trigger. She also has Iceberg, and she comes with Blue Dual Infantry. So yeah, unfortunately would have to kill Marianne, man. Why did they have to give her Blue Dual Infantry? So many people are gonna fodder her off, and it's just sad to see someone like Marianne getting foddered just for a dual skill of all things. She also has Lull Attack Resistance and Joint Drive Resistance, kinda similar to Guinevere again there. So I've been mentioning Guinevere quite a bit. She's definitely gonna be giving competition to Marianne here, and also Blue Micaiah, who also has an auto follow-up from her Weapon Refine. So she seems like a solid unit, but definitely is gonna be a unit that faces competition from existing units. And here she's gonna be triggering her Iceberg, and using this I can definitely try to speculate her resistance, and this is what I'm expecting on her. I think she's gonna have pretty high resistance at 38, and I don't think she's gonna be having very low defense. She's gonna be having workable defense. Keep in mind that she can basically inflict -9 attack debuff on a foe, effectively having 34 defense if she ends up having this. So she ends up being pretty bulky actually. She is gonna be having pretty low HP at 36, honestly. I have subtracted the B dual infantry, so keep that in mind. And she's gonna be having pretty good attack stat at base 39 and kind of middling speed at 25, which makes sense because she does have an auto follow-up weapon, so it's not really that big of a problem. They could also go a step further and completely min-max her and give her like a lot of defense and really low speed. So that is something that they could do, but honestly I feel like they're probably gonna end up with something like this. So that is gonna be Marianne. Blue color does have 2 units here in Ingrid and Marianne, and we do have Dedue as the green focus unit. There's no red focus unit on this banner, and Linhardt is gonna be the D mode. So we're also gonna be getting a new OC and not. So that is gonna be another unit or character similar to Dagger, just a giant. And then we also have a Grand Hero Battle unit this time around, which is gonna be Solon. Kinda like, he's not the best candidate, I guess, to put in Fae. They could have probably put Miklan or like Thales or Talis, as they say in Three Houses. So Solon is probably gonna be a red mage with like a gravity preferred weapon or something like that, because he did have Banshee, and maybe he could have something like Mirror Strike because he has Fiendish Blow, or maybe end up having Death Blow. So something like that could be possible. Honestly, I hope he's at least decent. He's gonna be yet another red mage with high attack, high resistance, low defense, low speed. But Iago did ended up being pretty good because of his preferred weapon. So people were expecting the same thing from Iago, but he ended up being a bit better because of his preferred weapon. So that could happen to Solon. Let me know what you think about this banner, and hope you all enjoyed this video. I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support, and if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I wish YouTube sub boxes were about as fast as Ingrid. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.